actually got a call about this bird about 2 weeks ago that a hawk had flown into the indoor football practice stadium. And so we went out to assess, kind of see what species it was. We actually couldn't tell what species it was at the time because the stadium is so big inside there and the bird was so small. So we went out there to assess and kind of see what we're looking at. And that's where Kevin kind of stepped in with his expertise in being able to trap raptors.
In a scenario where a bird is unreachable by like a net or anything like that, and this one was, it was way up in the rafters there, we used what's a specialized trap called a ball shottery, or a BC trap. It comes from falconry, and it's actually an ancient design. And essentially it's a wire trap that has what they perceive as food inside of it, and then little what we'll call snares on the outside that'll safely trap the raptor when they go to get that food. And essentially it's a way we can retrieve that raptor without hurting it. Biologists use these when they're banding and studying raptors in the field. And so yeah, we had to wait a few days actually to come get this bird. It wasn't hungry enough the first day we went there to come down to the trap. There's also a lot of activity in that area, so it was kind of shy about that. But after the weekend, it was very hungry, put the trap out, almost came down instantly to it. And then I was able to go up and retrieve the bird from there.
So once we got the bird in hand, we brought it back to the rehabilitation hospital. Our clinician, Dr. Sokolov, did a thorough exam on this bird. And what we found with this bird was pretty emaciated for not eating for 5 days as it was trapped in the building, and very dehydrated. So from there we rehydrated the bird and then started to feed it back to appropriate weight, also putting it back out into an aviary so it can start to regain some of that muscle mass that it had lost while it was not able to eat.
In a case like this where we observed the bird essentially healthy in the stadium. And then once we inspected in person, Dr. Sokolov did an assessment. We realized there's nothing physically wrong with it. So in this case, it's really just getting its weight up and getting it hydrated. In other cases where a bird is injured, it's a process of evaluating them as they're gaining strength in that flight aviary. So we're looking for certain indicators in their flight. Are they tiring themselves out? Are they not able to fly up to higher perches? Are they making an effort? Are they not making an effort? All of these things can kind of come into play. Once we feel that they are flying well enough that we think they might be suitable for release, we'll have Dr. Sokolov do another, kind of a review of them, make sure everything's healed up, feather condition is good. That's another really important thing. And another difficult thing about managing raptors in rehab is if their feathers don't work, they can't fly very well. So we have to be extra careful to keep them healthy and in good condition for that.
We're very grateful to get this bird out and to work with our partners, like our friends here at the Arboretum, to have a safe place and a habitat for these species. This is really important for the survival of all of our raptors, moving forward.
And raptors are a bioindicator in environments. If you see a raptor, that's typically a good sign that environment and ecology is pretty healthy and happy. So seeing raptors here and being able to put a raptor back here that was once here, that's a great thing because it's just going to help keep this environment beautiful. So.